Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of the Pepper Pack Podcast. I'm your host, the Random Dude, Josh, and with me, as always, I'm still a little salty over him making me suffer through Halo 3 on Legendary, but let me bring in my co-host, the Dr. Pepper. Oh. No. Why? Oh.
Hey, Josh, how's it going?
It would have been better if I had one of those jackets, too.
Oh, you don't want to know how much those cost when they're supposed to be free. We'll not talk about that here.
Well, it's good to have you here, as always.
Oh, it's good to be back.
But I know your favorite part of the show involves
chips, queso, and Dr. Pepper.
Hey, do you have chips and queso?
Am I the Dr. Pepper teacher?
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, I'm thirsty, so...
I was born thirsty. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. The bottles just don't have the same excitement.
Well, I am going to be drinking some bottles tonight for the specific reason. This was from yesterday. I have a ton of those Pick Your Pepper bottles, and I'm going to be testing how to get the labels off without destroying them. Ooh. So I needed some bottles to practice.
Oh,
I needed the can for the starting the show.
Yeah, I was in a hurry, and yeah, it's been a day.
Yes. So I'm glad to be drinking Dr. Pepper now and chatting with you and our guests and just sharing some fun Dr. Pepper history here in a second.
Oh yes, I was going to say, what do you have for us?
Well, let me get that going. So.
You didn't
I always gotta.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
I had it queued up, but I always gotta pick which screen it is. So there you go. So, Dr. Pepper history with me, the Dr. Pepper teacher. Today, as we continue our journey down the flavors of Dr. Pepper, we're going to talk about none other than Diet Dr. Pepper. Now, when you think about Diet Dr. Pepper, there's just something about it. It's just, it's so sweet. There's just something little that I can't quite put my finger on. What is it?
Aspartame?
Probably that too. But there's just a little sweet kick to that. But Diet Dr. Pepper started in 1962 in can. And there was some different names for it. Let me go to my notes. They didn't just call it Diet Dr. Pepper. They called it, or it was introduced in the can form in 1962, and then bottles in 1963. And they officially changed the name to Diet Dr. Pepper in 1987. Before that, it was just called Sugar-Free Dr. Pepper. And those were the kind of blue cans like that.
Okay.
It just tastes better. But Diet Dr. Pepper. One of my favorite things to tell people is Diet Dr. Pepper only has 11.5 flavors. It doesn't have all 23 because growing up, the whole joke was Diet always cuts everything in half,
Okay.
So if you actually look at a Diet can, a normal can says 23 right here. And when I worked at Dillon's, I'd always tell people, like, you're only getting 11.5 flavors. And like, what? I was like, yeah, it just branding 11.5 didn't look very good in the little circle, so they just wrote Diet. And you'd be surprised how many people believe me. So, but flavor spotlight, Diet Dr. Pepper. It was sugar-free for, I guess it still is sugar. Oh, no, probably has sugar. But 0 calories and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's, after 12 years in the vault of working tirelessly, Dr. Pepper has created Dr. Pepper Zero with 0 sugar, 0 calories. And it tastes better than Diet Dr. Pepper. And I have that as a fact from my wife. who used to drink Diet Dr. Pepper, but now prefers Dr. Pepper Zero because it tastes more like the original. And several other
I
flavors.
would agree. It does taste a lot better than Diet, strictly because you don't get the overwhelming aspartame from Diet.
But on a note, while I eat my chips and do my best not to crunch into my mic, who are we chatting with today, Josh?
We are chatting with Ryan, who, funny enough, is a podcaster himself. So
No.
I'm just saying.
I mean, are you wanting to kick me out? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
gonna chew this chip extra loud for you.
Ryan, welcome to the show.
How's it going, everybody?
Oh, see, do you hear that sound, Zach? That is fantastic sound.
Sorry, I can't hear anything over my chip crunching.
Zach, you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, Ryan, welcome to the Pepper Pack Podcast. Glad we could have you here on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and more importantly, how did you become so passionate about Dr. Pepper?
Oh, man, it's a long story. We're going to start from the beginning.
Wait, let me get comfortable.
I'm glad you're sitting down.
Let's see. I'm from a small town in the Midwest called Des Moines, Iowa. I was born and raised here. And so basically how I started passionately getting obsessed with Dr. Pepper.
Dedicated.
Yes. Back at the age of 5, actually, I had my
Which
first
is 2 plus
Dr. Pepper.
3, 23.
That's right. Hey, that's smart. That's actually very, very cool. I started drinking Dr. Pepper back at the age of 5. I remember my cousin, I used to play football with him all the time. We used to play football in the backyard. Had a fridge full of Dr. Pepper. I may have stolen a couple.
Borrowed.
Trust me, I paid him back in Dr. Pepper eventually. But at the time, I did start drinking Dr. Pepper. And all of a sudden, it just turned into quite a bit of a fandom. I did start collecting a lot of stuff later on down in life. T-shirts, hats, everything else. But I don't know. It's just never parted with me. Anybody who's a fan of Dr. Pepper is a friend of mine. And it just never stopped. I just can't live without it. Can't go a day without it.
So let me ask you, because you mentioned the T-shirt you're wearing, and that's the pit stop T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the pit stop, or did you buy that online?
No, I actually wasn't able to go to the Fansville pit stop due to work. I couldn't call off in time, and I couldn't make the trek down. But I did try.
I was gonna say, because I was there all day, and I was like, I don't think I met you there, and if I miss you, I'm sorry.
No, I really wanted to make the trek down there, but it wasn't possible.
Yeah,
which I'm really bummed about because it just looked incredible. Just that whole gas station look-alike. That would be a dream come true if there was multiple locations everywhere like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. When I drove down to meet Josh in Texas for the 1-year anniversary, I did see that they still have the billboards and stuff up right by, because I drove by the Fried Pie Arbuckle Mountain Fried Pie shop where they did the pit stop, and I wanted to go in and stop, but it was already a long drive down there, and coming back we were running out of time.
I hate when that happens. I hate it. So you've been drinking Dr. Pepper
since you were 5.
Yes.
Since you were 5.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become aware of the Pepper Pack? What's your Pepper Pack story?
Oh, wow. Okay, so
the Pepper Pack path to the Pepper Pack.
I have a hard time remembering when the Pepper Pack started. What year?
I think 16.
16? Yeah,
that sounds. I was added in 17.
That sounds about right. I was added in 2018. It took me a little while to join or be added to the Pepper Pack, but because there's so many people that want to be a part of it, there's a long line. And luckily I got the email and I was added in, and I've been very happy with it. Let's see. Man. Well, I mean, technically, I worked for a Dr. Pepper distributor in 2 different cities. So I kind of like had the
Connections.
and the insights on when like things were coming out, and I'm like, oh my god, people are gonna flip. It's gonna be great. The Pick a Pepper promotion back the last 2 summers they had it. I remember I saw the signs that were going into the big grocery stores, and I'm like, oh my god, this is incredible. I'm going to collect every single one, even though I work for Dr. Pepper. This is going to be spectacular. I'm going to have a house full of Dr. Pepper bottles. My parents are not going to know what to do. And yeah,
I mean, I think we're brothers.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Even my wife gives me a hard time and goes like, you're leaving a lot. It's leaving a lot of trash around. And I'm like, it's not trash, honey. It's much
Treasure.
much more than trash. Exactly, it's treasure. So, actually, you did mention about getting the wrappings off of the bottles.
Mhm.
You might have to give me some insight on how to do that, because I still have the bottles. And I'm having a really
Yeah, here,
hard
let me show
time.
you what I still have right now. I have this whole shelf
Oh my god.
of bottles that I'm going to be testing out and working on. I'm testing on these bottles. So my theory is, after I drink these and they're empty, I'm going to cut the plastic off above and below it, so the label's still on the plastic, and then maybe with a razor knife, just come down the glue. If I can't get the glue just to peel off, and so that way I can get it without peeling everything.
It's a start.
Yeah.
You
gotta do what you can.
The struggle is real.
Oh, it hurts.
So Ryan, do you remember when you got that email? Like when you were accepted into the Pepper Pack?
I'm thinking it was 2018. It was I remember. I don't remember the exact date. I do remember the moment, and I was very, very happy. That's all I can remember. And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I was like, I've been waiting for a month. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, here we go.
Yeah.
And so I was celebrating probably in my living room. I didn't have a daughter back then like I do now, but I was celebrating in my living room loudly, and probably annoying my next door neighbors or something like that. And I was very, very excited. Yeah.
That seems to be the general consensus when people have received that email, when they find out that they've been accepted into it, that it really is kind of one of those top highlights for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know for me was like, oh yeah. I mean, I was so excited that I didn't know what to do. Zach, I believe
I was teaching.
you were teaching,
at like
and
9
so
a.m. on
he's
September 11th.
like legitimately working, doing his day job, and blurts out that he's part of the Pepper Pack. And I'm sure
I just stood there and I was just like, I froze. And my kid's like, what's going on? I was like, I'm in the Pepper Pack. They accepted me in the Pepper Pack. Because at that point, to my knowledge, they were only taking the top 23. Because that's how it was originally branded. They were looking for the 23 biggest Dr. Pepper fans.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I don't care if there's 1,000 of us now or 700 or whatever there is. I'm happy to be in, but I was touched. And then I interview all these people who Dr. Pepper reached out to them first, and I'm like, you're jerks.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question. Did Dr. Pepper reach out to you, or did you?
Well, he said he had to apply, and then he had to wait.
Oh, you had applied. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening?
So Zach,
come on.
So Zach, you got lucky. He falls in the category with you.
See, Ryan, we're like twins almost. See, you're in Des Moines. I actually grew up in Omaha, which isn't too far from Des Moines. So
2 hours away. That's not bad. I'm actually going to Omaha here in a little while to see a couple concerts, actually. So that'll be a lot of fun. So do I.
Who are you going to go see?
There is an they're called the City in Color. It's basically just one guy, and he does like an acoustic folk. My wife is really into him, and I
Okay.
started getting into him. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a good show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun. I think that's been probably the most exciting thing as stuff has been opening back up is going back to concerts. I was lucky enough I got to go see Garth Brooks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I was like, okay, good concert to kick off going back to concerts, which in itself is exciting because this is the 20-year anniversary of his Scarecrow album being released.
Yep.
20 years ago, he did the Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yeah.
So
in 3 years, we have to reprise it for 23 years.
That's
yeah.
It's crazy because I was a huge Garth Brooks fan back when I was a little kid, and I'd do anything to see him live. He came to Des Moines a couple times, and I missed him both times, both due to work and scheduling. It doesn't work out. I don't understand.
Well, let's see. Let me take a look and see.
He was just in Kansas, I believe, because one of my wife's in-laws, not my family, one of her siblings' in-laws, had tickets, and she posted online like 2 days ago that she had tickets up in the nosebleeds, and they were way up there. And when they got there, they got upgraded to literally the front row. Like they have pictures of like them reaching out, and touching him from the front row.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's
incredible. I mean, he is going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, August 14th. So it might be worth.
Ryan,
I want to say go with scalpers, but
are you feeling sick? You can't make it to work all of a sudden.
I don't know. Might have to make a couple phone calls.
Just throwing that out there. It might be worth the drive. I mean, for kicks and giggles, I'm looking at StubHub. There are nosebleed tickets for like 18, 19, 20 bucks a pop. But
I thought you were going to say 18, 1900, and I was like,
that's what I was going to say. I was like, I've been seeing steep prices. I don't know.
So I'll just share this with you. So if you guys are watching and you're in Lincoln, you're welcome.
If not, go to Lincoln.
No, I went to StubHub and
it's not bad at all.
Memorial Stadium. All right. So Josh, go to section. What is it? Where's the North State? 36C. So it's that's where my parents' season tickets are for the Nebraska games.
So $93. But I mean, still the fact that you're able to see him, even if it's like up here, up really in the nosebleed.
There's not a bad seat in the stadium.
No, I could absolutely tell. I was like, and especially that he performs typically in a round stage as well, with no curtains behind him.
No,
it's an open platform.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying it might be worth going, getting some Dr. Pepper, and watching Garth in person.
Maybe Dr. Pepper will send you. It might be last minute.
That'd be amazing.
I have a feeling their COVID protocols are still in place, like what we had to.
I don't want to talk about it.
But yeah.
Darn you, Scuba Steve.
The show itself was absolutely fantastic, totally worth it. I mean, I got this shot from
from
our seats, and I zoomed out because I wanted to get kind of that telephoto view of what it looked like. So totally should take the opportunity if you're able to. Just just do it. Just go.
I'm gonna try my best. This is that's an opportunity I can't pass up, really.
I know. I'm such a wonderful influence. All right, so important question.
Okay.
And I'm glad you're sitting down for this. How do you
Oh, wait, you're going to start with this one?
How do you prefer consuming your Dr. Pepper? Fountain, bottle, can, IV drip, other means,
jelly bean,
etc. Yeah, jelly
cotton
bean,
candy.
cotton candy, baked beans,
Popcorn. Don't do it. I had someone buy me it one time.
chapstick.
Well, let's see. What haven't I tried? The IV drip I haven't tried yet. That might be something worth it.
Zach is actually going to experience that at the end of the week. The doctors don't know it.
I'm working on it. I'm seeing what I can pull from strings.
Well, right now I am drinking a can of Dr. Pepper Cherry. I do have a half bottle. I was also working on the OG Dr. Pepper, which I'm still working on. So I got I'm double fisting really. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I prefer both the bottle and the can.
Left, right. Just keep going. Yeah,
that's right. Have you guys tried the Dr. Pepper cotton candy?
Yes,
I have. Yes,
I have a couple bags here somewhere.
Yeah, amazing. Let's see. Jelly beans are also great.
I love the jelly beans. Now, do you eat one jelly bean at a time?
No, I actually kind of scarf them down.
So I sent some to Josh, and I told him, I was like, in order to get the real flavor, you have to eat like 3 or 4 in your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like I said, I scarf them down. So I mean, I go through quite a bit. It's bad for me, but I mean, nothing's really bad when it comes to Dr. Pepper. So there you go.
Do you use Dr. Pepper in any meals as far as like with roasts, briskets?
Yeah, actually, I went to a cookout not even a week and a half ago, and my aunts and uncles were cooking out, and they asked me personally to bring down some Dr. Pepper, and so I brought down 2 20-ounce bottles in a 12-pack, and they go for the 12-pack, and I say, no, that's mine. Here's your 2 20-ounce bottles. But they did end up roasting the steaks we were having. We had sirloin steaks basted in Dr. Pepper. And
now, did they let it marinate and sit in it, or did they just pour it on as it was grilling?
No, so they marinate it for I can't remember how long, but they marinate it for quite a few minutes. That would be logical. Yeah, and then they put it on the grill, and it tasted amazing. So, I mean, that's one way. We've also had, like for Thanksgiving time, we like to do like bacon wrapped smokies, and
brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar, and like we marinate that in Dr. Pepper as well before grilling those. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of those. I've also tried the Dr. Pepper baked beans. Big fan. I like eating that on the cookout for sure. I need some suggestions on like what else to.
Have you seen the I believe it's Cook's barbecue sauce? They sell it down in Texas. My dad worked for a grocery store chain. Baker's up in Omaha area. Baker Supermarket. It's a grocery store. I know they have some in Iowa, but he now is owned by Kroger, Dillon's, all that stuff.
Kroger, yeah.
So he was able to get me some Dr. Pepper flavored barbecue sauce from Cook's barbecue sauce. It's actually pretty good.
Oh my god, that sounds like it should sell everywhere.
When we were in the museum, they actually did have some for sale. It's on down there.
I was going to say that is one place, if you haven't been, you need to take a pilgrimage to Waco. Go to the museum. And yeah, you'll love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh my God. I was this close back in 2016 to going to Waco and visiting the museum myself. I was actually down there for a WrestleMania trip. So I went to WrestleMania 32 down in Dallas, Texas, and went down
you're
there.
killing me.
And my brother we were kind of crunched for time, but my older brother was like, I mean, it's an hour and 40 some minutes away, but hey, I'm willing to make the drive. And I'm like, well, maybe next time. And it's been that long since I've been to Texas, and I absolutely regret not going, because now with everything going on, I don't know when I'll be able to go next.
Now, this last May when Josh and I went was the first time I've ever been to the museum. And I've been to Texas 4 other occasions in the last 3 years. One of them for when I was able to fly down to Texas to do the haircut that they did for me. And then some school conferences. And I've just never been able to go to the museum. And having it be the first time where Josh and I could go experience the museum together was really cool. Versus me sitting there and talking oh yeah, did you see that? Oh yeah, did you see that? I already know that, because he would have punched me. And I would not be the co-host on the show anymore.
I would.
You would have.
No comment.
You would have pushed me down some stairs. Or you would have pushed me down the well.
Yeah, so far,
Dr. Pepper's really good.
Yeah, so far it's just a bucket list item that I gotta get done within the next year or so.
Here's a great bargaining chip, if you will.
Okay.
Because you mentioned your wife. Does she watch HGTV?
Just high definition, or
no. HG.
HG, home and garden.
So she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. But
Magnolia. Does she like the Magnolia, the Chip and Joanna Gaines stuff? Is where he's getting at, the Fixer Upper.
Because that was my way to convince my wife. Yeah, she loves Dr. Pepper, but
me too. That's how I convinced my wife.
It was one of those things where it's it's right by the silos, so we can go to the museum, go to the silos. And it's just kind of a cool all-in-all experience for Waco as a whole. Granted, this show is not sponsored by Magnolia or Chip and Joanna Gaines, but if they would like to sponsor an episode,
we would be so thankful.
So
we would actually fix this right up. So Ryan, welcome to be my new co-host.
Hey, glad to be here.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, you forgot that I had that superpower too.
Oh, hey, there you go. Glad to be here.
You're killing me, Zach.
I know you forgot I had that superpower. I'm ready for this.
I didn't forget.
At least I didn't come in talking like Smiggle.
Okay, so to provide some context with that comment, Zach and I were playing some Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection, and his buddy was making quotes as Smiggle from Lord of the Rings, to the point that he was even singing Disney songs as Smiggle.
And he was doing really well.
Oh my God.
Josh and I were dying. I couldn't breathe at one point.
I mean, to hear him saying, "You've got a friend in me," was great.
Oh no.
As Smiggle. And then he starts arguing with himself while he's singing like Smiggle does.
Yeah, it was good times.
I'll give a shout out to my friend AJ. He wants to start a fishing podcast. So if anyone likes fishing, check out Fishing with AJ.
Gone fishing with AJ.
Gone fishing with AJ.
You're killing me, man.
So I told him we needed a better name.
So speaking of podcasts, obviously, Ryan, you had mentioned you're a podcaster.
Yes.
So what's your podcast about? What?
Basically, I am live every Saturday night, I usually do a pretty late night podcast due to my daughter being as young as she is. I'm spending most of my days, weekdays, with her. Exactly. And so I do every Saturday night. I cover the entire week of wrestling. There's a lot going on around the world. So I cover almost every aspect as much as I can get to. The news that's going around, the rumors and everything else. It's called Hitting the Ropes. I'm live on Twitch right now, but hopefully getting to more platforms. I literally started this thing maybe 2 months ago. So just getting started.
Nice. So you cover all the major circuits, obviously WWE.
Yep.
I would assume AEW.
That's correct.
What's the Japanese one? Is it Ring of Fire?
Ring of Honor is a U.S.
Ring of
promotion,
Honor.
And then New Japan, and then if there's any, I can't really access any promotions in Mexico, but I would love to.
Yeah. The whole luchador segment circuit is pretty impressive. Like those guys are nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we've had a wrestler on our show.
Really?
Yes.
Skylar Slice. She. I gotta remember which promotion she's in.
Yep, she was a part of. I don't know if she was an original Pepper Pack member, but yeah, she's been in the pack for a while, and she was one of our. Let me look at my list of when we had people on.
Give me a second. So she
February 10th was
so
the episode.
She's part of Liberty Pro Wrestling.
It's
one of those smaller promotions,
right?
So,
but she said she had been in a few of the was it WWE events?
Yeah, so she had wrestled on I forgot the terminology. It's the matches that take place before the events go live on TV.
Oh, the dark matches.
Yeah, so she did a couple dark matches. I know she did a couple matches against Mickie James.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, and she actually has incorporated Dr. Pepper within her gimmick.
In her costume.
So,
the colors and the whole thing.
It's called a gimmick there, Zach.
Words.
That's right.
Potatoes.
It's wrestling terminology.
Actually, potato is a wrestling term.
Yeah. Tell me what it means.
It means when you hit someone and they don't expect it, pretty much straight on, close fist.
Yeah.
So basically perfect for when I just yelled potato randomly.
That's right.
I just hit Josh out of nowhere with it. And he's like,
there you go. Exactly. Sorry, Josh.
Next time he yells potato, I'm going to be, oh!
Perfect sell right there. There's another one.
You got to get that snap back.
Oh, that's right.
As I throw my headset around.
Those things aren't cheap.
It looked good on camera.
Well, I remember watching Tough Enough when it first came out.
Yeah.
And that episode with Triple H when he was like, God. He's like, if you sell it like that for real, I will actually just clock you.
Yeah. he wasn't messing around either.
No.
He looked absolutely for real with those guys.
Well, you can't blame him because in his mind, it's these people are getting a free ride, not having to work their way up, and as he said, paying their dues.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But yeah,
so Ryan,
so much fun.
Josh did mention, and we got distracted, but I want to make sure we get the typical questions in that we like to ask.
All right.
I had to save some for you, Zach.
No, I appreciate that.
Potato.
We'll do a tag team. Here, pass it over. All right, thank you.
I was like trying to.
You got to tag me in. I don't know about. Okay. Okay, I got it.
All right, ready? Are we doing this the proper way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you brought it back. You can't bring it back. You got to bring back an empty hand.
Oh.
All right.
All right. We're okay. Yeah. Whatever. I'm done. Moving along.
See what I gotta work with.
Ryan's like, I'm never coming on this show again.
What's this? Oh my gosh!
Here,
Look at
here you
that.
go, Ryan.
Whoa!
Hey,
Pass that down. Yours had
amazing.
more. How did that
Yeah, I
happen?
was like, I don't know.
But we already mentioned. You said you like to drink out of the can.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a flavor that you prefer more than others? Because, like, for me, everyone calls this the OG, but for me, the OG is the real sugar Dr. Pepper, not just regular.
That's true.
But you said you worked for Dr. Pepper distributor for a while. Were you doing that during the 2 summers that they had vanilla float going out? They were in the summer around July. They started for the 4th of July.
We barely distributed that where we were located. So we got maybe 5 cases in a week and they sold really fast. Like I couldn't even get my hands on them. Yeah.
Have you ever had it?
I had to special order it through a special member of the Pepper Pack and I absolutely loved it. I wish it was a permanent flavor, honestly. But top tier.
That's my top. I would drink that over original every day. Oh, it's so good.
But as far as flavors go, I have been kind of leaning more towards the cherry, more than others. It's no knock.
Good.
It's no knock on the
Traditional.
Yeah, we'll call it the traditional. I can't call it the OG since Zach made that point. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, cherry's the go-to right now. I do, however, switch back and forth, and I actually very much do like the zero sugar cherry of the Dr. Pepper as well.
Yeah. As long as you're drinking Dr. Pepper, I don't care what flavor it is, as long as it's Dr. Pepper brand.
A lot of varieties out there. Can't miss it.
Yeah, from vanilla float,
dark berry.
Dark berry. Did you have the opportunity to try the icing on the cake?
No.
Were you in the Pepper Pack when they did that, or did you join after?
I did, but however, they sent out an announcement that they didn't have any available to send out, and I probably had switched my address and wasn't able to get it.
Well, I'll make you a deal, sir. If you, I don't know if you want to accept this deal, but if you ever make it down to Wichita, it's probably, see, Omaha is about a 4-5 hour drive from Omaha to Wichita. If you ever make it down to Wichita, I believe I have 2 or 3 cans unopened of icing on the cake birthday cake Dr. Pepper.
Hey, I mean, my birthday is like in 12 days, so I might have to make. Hey, I might have to make it happen. We never know.
We can chat a year from now.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's the other thing I will disclaimer is these are cans now that are probably 3 years old.
Oh,
but I'm sure they're still good.
More like 4.
But Dr. Pepper doesn't age.
Yeah. So
you know how dog years are. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go.
That's okay. So I have a question for you guys. Have you guys had an expired Dr. Pepper that still tasted fresh? Like I have. I think I have.
Have you ever watched how much I drink on this show?
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Pepper doesn't sit in my house long enough to expire.
That's okay. That is a good point.
So unfortunately, I don't think I can answer that question.
No.
I don't know if I necessarily would want to, because if it makes me sick, I feel like that could potentially ruin it for me. I mean, I can't stand oatmeal cookies because I had a bad incident with oatmeal cookies, and so I refuse to eat them.
And they're gross.
Restaurants that I've gotten food poisoning at, I will never eat at again. So
Taco Bell.
No. Taco Bell's that's to be expected.
That's a different kind of poisoning.
That just comes with the whole package deal. But
the comments I want to make right now, but I will save them for off air.
You know what? Why don't you hold your crap for later, okay?
Yeah, watch it.
Watch it.
Would you look at that?
So, because I still have 2 cans of the icing on the cake, but considering how hot it's been lately, I'm slightly terrified. Maybe I'll do it for a special episode. I don't know.
Maybe the 2-year Pepper Pack birthday. Oh, maybe we can get them to send us some fresh icing on the cake. That way we don't eat.
I don't think they produce it anymore, though.
Well, I know, but they could talk to people and maybe get something connections. I mean, they made special bottles with our face on it. I mean, I believe they could do
But
anything.
that was traditional.
Dr. Pepper, I believe in you. You can do what you do.
Or if they came out with a new flavor just for Pepper Pack members.
I thought
I'd be okay with that too.
I thought originally that was what the birthday cake one was, but I have a hard time remembering. I don't remember seeing it in stores when I worked for them.
No, it didn't go in stores. It was exclusive for Pepper Pack, and then they did send it to some people outside the Pepper Pack got it, but they were very select, like celebrities or sponsored people that Dr. Pepper has outside the pack.
Makes sense.
All right, so big question.
So,
if you had an opportunity, so Dr. Pepper comes to you and says, Ryan, we would like you to come up with a campaign marketing Dr. Pepper that would incorporate the Pepper Pack. What would you do?
Oh my God.
And if you need some time to think about it, Josh will do a little dance for you.
I'm gonna need a lot of time to think about it, so you better have a whole routine ready. That's a big question.
I love that face.
Man, I honestly don't know. That's hard to think about.
If you're listening, please go watch YouTube and just look at Josh's face.
Oh man,
I can't breathe.
I honestly would have to sit down and just think of a whole list of stuff, but there's plenty of opportunities out there. There's a lot of creativity that goes into that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I would love for them to do like a Pepper Pack, like kind of like how they have the Pick Your Pepper.
Yeah.
And they've done things in the past where people that have got the tuition discounts or whatever, or tuition assistance, they put them on cans. I would like them to do a Pepper Pack campaign where they put different members of the Pepper Pack on either the plastic bottles or on the different cans.
That would be awesome.
And just a quick little spotlight. Find this Pepper Pack in your community, or
like I don't know. I actually found a little relic here. A little glass bottle. I mean, what if they brought back the glass bottles and had some cool designs like the Pick a Pepper on the glass bottles for a limited time? Ooh. I'm not sure. But
I love me some glass bottle Dr. Pepper.
So do I.
Or if they did a Pepper Pack collection on the glass bottle.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I remember when I went to Texas, the first thing I did was stop into I can't remember what it was down in Texas, but I think it maybe a Jewel Osco if they have one down in Dallas. But I remember I walked in and they had the 6 packs of the glass bottle Dr. Pepper, and I was like, I gotta get it. So yeah, it was a done deal. I had to get a Dr. Pepper in Texas, nonetheless.
I feel like if you don't do that while you're in Texas, then
did you really even go to Texas?
Yeah,
right.
Did you even Texas?
Exactly. I got some family down in Texas, and they're big advocates for Dr. Pepper, and I love them very much.
Oh, good. Because if you weren't, then I would have no opposition to them saying, Ryan, you're out. Gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I'll still be your friend, Ryan. Josh will let them kick you out, but I'll still be your friend.
All right. I appreciate you, Zach.
I got you.
All right. Let's calm it down here.
potato.
Oh, right. That's a strong word.
I mean, there's worse things I could have said. But
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
no comment. Awesome. Well, Ryan, this has been a true pleasure to be able to have you on the show.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity for being on. This show is awesome. Everybody should be watching it. Have a good time with it.
Awesome. And then, of course, where can people check out? You said it's Hitting the Ropes.
Yeah, it's called Hitting the Ropes, at Hitting the Ropes on Twitter and Twitch. You can also hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at HTR Wrestling 1.
Okay. Awesome. We'll make sure to include that in the show notes so you guys can go check that out. If you're wrestling fans, definitely go check it out. If you're just getting into wrestling, go check it out. If you're not a wrestling fan, go check it out.
If you like Dr. Pepper, go check it out.
Go check it out. Awesome. And as always, if you love this show, if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to give it a good old thumbs up. If you're listening to it on iHeartRadio, iTunes, make sure to leave a 5-star review. Definitely helps us out. If you want to sponsor an episode of the Pepper Pack podcast, head over to our YouTube channel where Zach, that guy, explains in detail how to go about doing that. It's pretty sweet setup the way we have it. So go check that out. If you want to pick up any of our merch, exactly. And if you want to pick up any of our merchandise, head over to redbubble.com. It's the only place you can get the official Pepper Pack podcast merchandise. And with that, Zach, I shall hand it over to you. When you're ready.
Until we can hit the cans again, since we can't hit the ropes.
There it is.
Oh, it's still in crap.
Oh, no.
This is called karma, my friend. Karma.
I hope you get diarrhea. Well, we will drink with you all next time. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And go enjoy some Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely.
Don't spill it.
Don't spill it.
Peace.